what is the difference between a cecostomy and an appendicostomy, which is a great question. And we actually, we can talk about it, but we actually have some slides too that might help answer that question with some images as well.
So these are all terms that I think people, doctors, nurses, families often use interchangeably, but are really quite different. So all of them are ways to administer an enema in an antegrade fashion. So instead of through the bottom, it's a way to give a flush in a forward fashion. The way we kind of prefer to do that here is through a Malone, which I showed a picture of earlier, which is using the appendix to make a valve, and it's usually brought out through the belly button. That is what I would call a Malone appendicostomy. A cecostomy works in a similar way, but it's usually what the surgeon would do is use some kind of device to place in the cecum, which is the colon, and that allows them to give the flush again in an antegrade way. What that requires, though, as you can see from the slide, is there's something on the outside of the skin, and that can either be a cecostomy or a Chait tube or some buttons or G-tube kind of devices that Monica can show later if people are interested.
So I think going back to the question, the first question. So a patient is getting Malone flushes with vagal response and seems to have poor motility, that they say a cecostomy is the only answer. And I think this is a very important topic to talk about, so I love this question. We often have families who come to us and they have been given a cecostomy or really any form of access into the bowel through the abdominal wall. And they come to us frustrated because they've been given this procedure and they said things still are not working. This procedure didn't help me, the surgery didn't work. And that's frustrating. And so I think the important thing for us to relay here is it's not the surgery that changes anything other than instead of being able to give an enema from the bottom, you can give an enema through the abdomen, through the belly wall into the bowel. It gives you an opening, but what it doesn't do is treat you. So I think the important message that we want to give is if you're getting a procedure to be able to give an enema through the abdominal wall, you have to have someone who is willing to know what flush to give you through that to help with your needs, with your motility, with your constipation. So the answer is not really the surgery. The answer is the solution that goes into the enema that helps with the problem of constipation, motility, the belly symptoms, that type of thing. If you have anything to elaborate.
I think that brings up an important point in that before we offer surgical access, so a Malone, a cecostomy, whatever route that would be, in our program we want to make sure that we've been successful with enemas and flushes before. It's really important to do that. It also sets expectations because if for some reason we're not able to be successful, which is pretty uncommon in a patient with spina bifida, then at least we know that we may continue to have issues if we do the antegrade route. But almost always once we have a good regimen from a rectal enema route, we can convert that over to a more effective route through a Malone or a MACE or an appendicostomy.